Hello fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. On the last episode, we headed off to the Gatewater Hotel because we have to go investigate quickly because it's starting to get really late. We gave that letter of introduction to Old Bag because it had Edgeworth's name on it, so she immediately accepted it and let us go through. Although we can't go through Enguard's room because people are looking through that. We headed off to Corda's room. On our way there, we talked with Lotta, who left, and then we headed off to Corda's room where Old Bag was also there, as she was giving her a memorial for Corda. Although while we were there, we got contacted by the kidnapper, who was like, "You didn't get the verdict." And he was like, "Oh, well, I'll give you another day since you pleaded." But then things started going weird with the signal, and it went away, which is different. So we had to go find a person that knows electronics. Luckily, Unemployed Gumshoe's at our office, so we talked with him. He told us that there was some electromagnetic interference. He tried to go to the police station and grab a bug finder, but only used his own. Headed back to the hotel room and found a camera and transmitter inside a giant stuffed bear. And Edgeworth heard everything because he immediately showed up as Gumshoe went to try and find out who bought this, and told us that the bear is really expensive and custom made, so we could probably find out who ordered it and why they ordered a camera and stuff in it. Also, the camera was recording the moment of the murder, so someone has footage of that. But on this episode, we're going to we have another part of the investigation to do before we go back to the trial. We need to learn as much as we can. So, it's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. What's wrong, Pearls? So we've been here for like an hour? Because, I mean, we heard when the clock went off at 8. It's now 9 o'clock. Well, we went back to our office, which once again is either right next door or we're a ways away because this might be a different Gatewater hotel. Gumshoe had to go to his place and grab something. It could have been an hour. The real killer, the assassin's client. So the real person who killed Mr. Corda was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who was his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt Enguard himself? Ugh, was it Matt? If Mr. Enguard really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it. He would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Enguard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. Mr. Enguard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Corda? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Corda, okay? I didn't see any psyche locks at that time. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. Oh, I don't remember what this is. So what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? Oh yeah, because Mia was there. Juan admit everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. Oh, this thing. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Ew! Mr. Engard's secret? What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way, Let's think about it this way. Mr. Corda was going to reveal the secret. That means Mr. Engard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corda silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Engard. There's no way around it now. Ugh, things are taking an interesting turn. We thought everything was pointed towards Andrews, but now everything's pointed back to Matt. Luckily, we can move. Let's go talk. Oh, please don't be here, Lotta. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. We still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of the secret Mr. Corda held about Mr. Engard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Oh yeah, we went there earlier today, like after the trial, and nothing happened. Oh, we're getting a bunch of information here. Oh, balls. Hi, old bag. Hey! Wait!
What is it, whippersnapper? I know that nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed the strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel.
That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made.
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgy Poo, so...
Edgeworth?
And he said...
If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer.
So, I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you.
Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. Edgeworth, why'd you throw us under the bus? Alright, also, why did Edgeworth give her Gumshoe's version? Why not bring one from the police department? Alright, Bug Sweeper, Juan and Adrian.
This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents.
Very interesting. I like how Phoenix was like, huh. I mean, we were the ones that found it, but whatever.
I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that?
Quit teaching Pearls bad words, old bag.
It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan.
Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Corda. Phoenix, we've been through this. We've had a trial about it.
I'll let you in on another secret, youngin'. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people.
Oh man, that would be a twist if Lotta Butt was the killer.
Spying on people by yourself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too.
Ugh. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good.
But I didn't say anything. Phoenix, we've had people read our minds before. Like, you've thought something, they've immediately talked about what you thought, and then you'd be like, oh, well, okay.
So you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two.
Oh?
I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard.
That manager? Who are you talking about?
You don't know. That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though.
Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste and Pax. Miss Andrew's mentor, right?
Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste's girl. She was supposed to get married, you know.
But married? You mean to Mr. Corda?
Really young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the? Well, that's new information.
Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan.
What?
But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right?
Oh, we're destroying Pearl's whole world.
They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage.
Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately.
I see.
That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself.
How terrible.
I wonder what happened between those two.
Ugh. Thank you, Old Bag, for the depressing news. I think we should leave this hotel and never come back. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. They still have all the cameras set up, though. Alright, well. Let's head over here. Because we can't go to the detention center and talk with people because it's after hours. But maybe we can get some special permission.
It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engarde's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. And that's my last name, actually, right. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Engarde case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? They found someone else?
Who is this witness?
I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer.
Mr. Nick?
Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah! Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go.
What?
I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much.
Such good news, Mr. Nick.
Go talk to your heart's content? It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Yeah, go talk to your heart's content. That doesn't bode well for us, but we can go talk with, people. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Matt Engard or Adrian Andrews? You can choose either one because we need to talk to both of them. So let's start with our client and see if we can get a little bit more information about this secret that threatened his career.
Dude, it's Mr. Wright. Hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you.
I hope so too. Edward just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Corda was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engard.
What's wrong?
Mr. Engard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty.
You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self.
Yeah, because I have a sinking feeling in my stomach. Let's talk. Matt's secret, Juan and Adrian. About the press conference.
You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai?
Yeah. I heard a little bit more about it from Miss Andrews.
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? I knew this was coming.
Mr. Nick, don't tell me.
Psyche locks.
You said a secret, right? I don't have any idea what that is. Do you, dude?
Oh, that's not good. Also, 5 psyche locks, which is the most. Which means this is a very deep hidden secret. All right, how about this then? Tell us something at least. Did you know about Mr. Corda and Miss Andrews' relationship?
Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't have any details if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life.
That's Phoenix. Miss Andrews. She had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corda. Her mentor was Mr. Corda's manager. And Miss Andrews was going to get Mr. Celeste Impact's suicide note from him.
Celeste?
Does that jog any memories?
Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat.
Is it like 10? What places are open other than... Oh, there's probably some places open.
Mr. Nick? What's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea? Like green peas?
Oh, Pearl, we need to change this soon. Let's go eat one later, okay?
I got cut up by the pizza dude at the shop.
That's too bad.
Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay?
Mr. Engard. Are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? The fact that he immediately jumped off of it Doesn't bode well. Also, the fact that he has a psyche lock that we have to break. Well, we're not gonna get information currently, so let's do this. We'll back over to the Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, Mr. Wright! Please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Mr. Powers?
What happened? Why are you here?
You see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. You got arrested because of how you look? Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Sigh. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? How's that normal? Alright, well, since you're here, let's talk a bit. Tomorrow's testimony, Matt and Garden gossip. So, about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. Wait, you're a witness and you don't know what you saw? But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said.
Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about?
Oh, I have a pretty good idea. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's all right.
Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Oof! Alright, Matt and Guard. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself.
What? How horrible! That's unforgivable!
Ow! Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him. His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? Someone got a crush? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image. But aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? You've been on 2 kid shows, technically 3 kid shows. No, I'm more of a hairy, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, it's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impax?
You heard something about how her wedding was canceled?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. All right, Celeste's suicide. You know something about it, I guess. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. You heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Oh, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corda? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corda by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Mr. Engard and Mrs. Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Alright. We know that Powers is the witness tomorrow, and he did give us a little bit more information, so let's head back to the detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Well, the only thing left for Matt is to break his psyche lock, but we currently don't have what we need, so let's go to Adrian Andrews and talk with her a bit. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour. Yeah, because look how sunny it is outside. But there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Corda had on Mr. Engard. Yeah, so let's find out what you have. Matt Engard, Celeste Impacts. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment toward Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Not even a psyche lock for that? Okay, how about this? This might hit some buttons. About Miss Celeste Impacts. I'd finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by your suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? Why? I didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. So why frame Matt? Why did you try to frame Mr. Engard? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't the duty of every good citizen to inform the police?
But there had to be another way.
Yeah, other than stabbing Juan's dead body. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Phoenix, we've had 8 previous court cases where that's not true. Yes. They're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge.
Huh? Did you say something just now?
A psyche lock, huh? Only one! Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy.
But...
I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say... revenge. So she only has one psyche lock, which is, I think, tied with, well, it's obviously the least amount, because you can't have no psyche locks and have that thing appear. Well, they both have something they're hiding from us, so after getting any information currently.
Mr. Nick, your phone.
I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Yeah, especially with the Nickel Samurai case currently going on. It sounds kind of ominous.
It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. It could be important.
Hello?
We got a big problem, pal.
What's wrong?
I'm on my way to your office right now.
Okay. Hey, wait a sec. Why is he coming here?
It's terrible. I don't know what to say, pal. It's the end of saying,
oh.
I had her faster than I thought.
You're still on the phone. Hey. Wait, when did you call? Did you call like the moment you enter the building and say I'm going to come? I'm about to be there?
No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here.
Well, what happened?
We got him. We know about that spy camera.
Eh? This quickly?
And this bear's what gave them away, pal.
The bear?
I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edward that figured?
Shh, Pearls. And? Go on.
There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy another person in their room? Matt Engard. Huh? Matt Engard. Your client, that's you, pal.
And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. That ain't good! Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was...
I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear.
A receipt? That's all you have?
Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engard himself.
My sight is failing me. This can't be. This is bad. So what about the spy camera we found?
Ah, that was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence.
Hey, we got our camera back, and we got our transmitter, and we got the stuffed bear.
I don't want to give up, pal.
I never thought... I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corda's room was Matt Engard.
Why? Why would Mr. Engard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Mr. Andrews and Mr. Corda in one of their rendezvous.
I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera.
How are you going to see him? Mr. Engard, I mean.
Yes.
I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next.
I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt Engard. What in the world have you done? This is not good. This is not good. Hello there. Oh, we don't even have a choice. We immediately get to talk to you.
You're working really late, you know? It's already past 10 p.m., dude.
I think it's time you told me the truth.
Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? What do you really want to know? Let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. I mean, we already talked with you a bit, but let's get a little bit more information out of you. Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corda had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed?
I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on! I was in the middle of a nap!
Don't lie to me.
Huh?
I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corda, especially on that night. Now this time, we actually have 3 pieces of evidence that we can present. We can present either the transmitter, the stuffed bear, or the spy camera. Any of these were in Mr. Corda's room, and they all came from Matt, so let's just present the bear, for instance. This bear was in Mr. Corda's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan.
So? It's a present, dude. It actually looks kind of classy, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it is very odd that this gadget was found inside the bear. Oh, I think we present every piece of evidence. This is a very small video camera. And it was hidden inside this bear's eye.
Maybe it's a really curious bear.
Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Corda's room.
I guess Juan had a few of those kind of fans too, huh, dude?
Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan.
You sure, dude? Who else could it be from?
The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corda was... And we just got proof of that just moments ago. Well, Mr. Engard? Oh, I presented the wrong thing. I'm supposed to present his profile first.
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my mom, okay? She says that I can't be friends with someone like you. Go home! If you don't go away, I'm gonna call the police on you.
That's strange. The answer is right there in front of me. Actually, okay, we do this. Yeah, we're supposed to present a profile here, not the thing. Don't worry, I got that health back at the end of this Psyche section. Mr. Engard. Don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engard. I didn't know how you work in court. I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on! It was all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Here we go. Here's where I present this. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Engard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $300, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. That's an expensive toothbrush. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory. It's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew. Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway. The store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. Can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So, if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corder's room and filmed it in secret is... And here's where everything comes into play. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engard. What, the whole 5? I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice, you're his client, you're a star. Only one of these fit. And unfortunately it fits. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly to kill her to assassinate Mr. Guan Corda. Wow, I ruined that entire half sentence. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engard. Sigh. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought, anyway. Mr. Engard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec. I gotta consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engard. Oh, that's not good. Also, where'd you get the wine? We're gonna call it here. Cliffhanger. So, on the next episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, we're gonna talk with Matt, the actual client of Shelly the Killer, which makes him 100% guilty, which puts us in a quandary because we're defending him. So, until next time, hopefully you enjoy.